I didn't honk. I didn't step out of the car. I just sat there, on the edge of the street, engine humming softly, watching my own home transformed into something unrecognizable. Balloons strung across the garden, white ribbons fluttering against the gate, a banner sagging slightly, its letters painted bold, merciless, happy married life. My house, my life, my wife. And then I saw her. White gown, veil lifted, her hand laced tightly with his, her boss. A man whose name I had heard countless times over dinner, buried in casual sentences like harmless trivia. They walked out of my house laughing, kissing, as if nothing in the world existed but the two of them. I didn't blink, I didn't breathe, because if I did, I might have shattered right there on the street. The drive back to the airport was silent, my hands steady on the wheel, though my heart hammered like a war drum. I replayed the scene, each detail carving itself into memory. Her bouquet, his smug grin, the crowd of strangers clapping as if it were holy, and me, invisible, a ghost in my own life. Shock didn't come in waves. It came like ice, spreading slowly, numbing me piece by piece. I didn't storm in, didn't shout. That would have given them power. That would have fed their performance. Instead, I planned. Because betrayal this calculated deserved something colder than rage. The first thing I did was trace the money, her accounts, mine, the joint one. Quiet transfers I'd overlooked now screamed at me in my banking history. Caterers, florists, rentals, all paid for from funds she assumed I'd never check. Then the photos surfaced. Neighbors posted them online. My house tagged, my wife radiant in white, standing beside him as though years of marriage with me had been an elaborate rehearsal for this day. I scrolled through comments. Congratulations, hearts, hashtags celebrating a love I was never part of. But beneath them, I began to see doubt. A few people remembered me, the husband, the man absent from every picture. I saved every comment, every screenshot. Days passed. I spoke to no one. I ate in silence, drank in silence, slept in silence. But inside, my thoughts sharpened. I mapped timelines, cross-checked her lies. Business trips that aligned too neatly with his conferences. Nights she claimed exhaustion that overlapped with his late meetings. The story unraveled with each thread I pulled. And at the end of it, I no longer saw a marriage. I saw a performance, scripted long before I noticed the stage. She wanted more than love. She wanted power. And marrying him, in the shadow of my absence, gave her that illusion. She forgot one thing. I wasn't absent anymore. The truth arrived on a Friday, a lawyer's voice on the other end of the phone, calm, professional, amused. "Sir, you're still legally married. Any ceremony she held with another man has no validity. If anything, it's fraud. And quite public." He chuckled, a low, knowing sound. She's destroyed herself. I thanked him, hung up, and let the words settle. Fraud. Public. Evidence everywhere. All I needed to do was place the right piece in front of the right person. I confronted her a week later. Not in anger, not in desperation, but in silence. She came home, makeup smudged, exhaustion painted across her face. She froze when she saw me sitting in the darkened living room, phone in hand. Her voice cracked. You weren't supposed to." I tapped the screen. The banner filled it. The kiss. The applause. Her breath hitched. I didn't shout. I didn't accuse. I asked one question. Soft, precise. "Whose house is this?" She crumbled. Excuses, apologies, desperate hands reaching for me as if touch could rewrite truth. I stayed still, watching. When she finished, I stood, placed the phone on the table, and whispered, "Your boss's wife already has this. The courts will have it by morning." Her face went white. That was all. I walked out, leaving her with silence heavier than any words I could have thrown. Revenge didn't taste sweet. It tasted clean. His empire bled as his wife filed for divorce, armed with proof I'd delivered. Contracts froze. His reputation blackened. He vanished from headlines like rot scrubbed from glass. And her? She tried calling. Letters slipped under my door, begging for forgiveness, bargaining for scraps. I never answered. Because she wasn't my wife anymore. She was a stranger who wore my ring while planning her exit in white lace. Now I live elsewhere, smaller place. No banners, no balloons. The silence here is different. Not heavy, not suffocating. It's mine. And when I look back at that street, that house, that moment, her lips pressed against his in the ruins of my life, I don't feel rage anymore. I feel nothing. Because they thought they'd buried me. Instead, I buried them. And I didn't need to lift a single shovel.